good evening. Happy June 30th, 2026. It is the last day of the month. Can't believe it. The 4th of July is on Saturday. America 250. It is, just, things are flying by. I made a quick YouTube video and not YouTube, Facebook Live. And I was just commenting how I think every year I say, this year's just flying by. Is there a year where we go, oh, it's just dragging on? I don't know if I've had a dragging on year since I was like 10 or 12. So hopefully you all can relate to that. Hello, my name is Anne Marie. If you are new here, I am the AM from Handmade by AM Bevel, and I am a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator. And I do live videos most Tuesday evenings at 6:30 p.m. Central. And if I'm not live, I attempt to do a pre-recorded video, which releases at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Let's see. Hello to Mom down in the chat. If you are watching live right now and you are logged into your free YouTube account, it's free to do. Feel free to participate in the live chat. I always say my number one fan is in there, Mom, and she is happy to chat with you in the chat while I do things here with the projects. If you're watching on the replay, I'm glad that you are. You can leave comments down below in the comment section. And also for everybody watching, just take a moment if you like this video to remember to like it. And subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and you'll hopefully get the notifications. You can hit the little bell thing. I know on mine, I get a notification about 30 minutes before my live video on my personal phone, which is over here. So if you see me looking at that, it's usually easier for me to see comments on the phone than over here on the computer. So it is the last day of the month, which means it is the last day for you to enter into my Stampin' Rewards giveaway of a $50 and a $25 rewards. And so every $50 you spend in the store retail does get you one entry into the drawing. And you can win both prizes. So if you spend $100, you would have 2 entries. I think you can do the math from there, so etc., etc. So this will go through the end of the evening, so up to midnight, and then I will go through the order history and tally up everybody's amount, figure out how many entries, and I'll do like the wheel spinny thing, or yeah, I'll do like an internet drawing picking thing. Please make sure that you are signed up for Stampin' Rewards, because you should be if you're not, because then you're earning 10% back on all of your purchases, and then I will get those gifted over to you. So I will announce those winners, like first name, last initial, over on my Facebook page, which you can find the link for my Facebook page and my Instagram in the description box below. So with July 1st, tomorrow, we will have a new product of the month, which is the Begonia Bell. And that sample card is just amazing. That color combination, I'm thinking Blackberry Bliss, Calypso Coral, and I don't know, it could be Golden Glow, or maybe it is Crushed Curry. Not 100% sure. There probably is a document somewhere that I can find what those colors are. And then I'm feeling like that is Mossy Meadow, maybe Old Olive. I feel like that's Mossy Meadow on the leaves. Beautiful sample card. So this will be the product of the month starting tomorrow. So you can purchase this stamp set for $5 with your $75 order. Again, this begins tomorrow. The June product of the month has sold out. I talked about that last week. I think the French is also sold out. So if you do order tonight to enter into the drawing and you have not redeemed product of the month, the May product of the month, which is the beautiful floral vellum, and there's like a green with white polka dot, and like a, what is the fresh freesia kind of like grid, what do you call it? Plaid, kind of. I think it's kind of a plaid. So beautiful vellum that you can add that at your $75 level for $5. Definitely worth it if you have not picked that up already. And our vellum, our Stampin' Up! Vellum is a nice, heavy, thicker vellum. Like you can score it and not crack. Like it's a really good quality vellum. So it would be a great way to try out our vellum for $5 if you have not picked that up already. Also, tomorrow we'll have a whole new launch of online exclusives. So last week I showed you some Halloween. We're going to do some more Halloween tonight, which everything that I'm showing you will be available tomorrow. And we're going to talk about the products that I think are going to be extremely popular. And so if you, I know it's June 30th, going to be July, and the idea of thinking about Halloween is not in our brains right now. But if you are tickled to death with a couple of these products like I was, please order them early, because I do think we're going to have some sellout problems, which is good, because that means people like the product. So I want you to, if there's something that you really, really want, that you don't wait until too late to get it, especially if you do want it for Halloween, because I just don't know, you know, what kind of things Stampin' Up! Could get in stock back in time for Halloween. So we kind of want to do not just we don't want to just think about Christmas in July. We need to think about Halloween in July at this point. There will be Christmas products released tomorrow and all occasions products. There will be more Christmas products in the September printed catalog, but we're getting a sneak peek. There will be no Halloween products in the printed catalog. What you're getting in July, besides maybe some kits, is what the Halloween offering is, and I do think it's going to be a pretty good offering. So I'm always excited to hear back about your feedback with your feedback about the feedback. Wow. I'm always interested about your feedback on the new products, especially when it's the holiday things, because it is high craft time. We're entering the high craft time mojo here. So I want to make sure I've done all that. Oh, the other thing I do want to mention is I saw Sarah Douglas, who is the Stampin' Up! CEO. You may or may not be following her on Facebook or Instagram. I highly recommend that you do. You can just search, I think her name is, it's Sarah Douglas CEO or Stampin' Up! Like, you'll find it. She had a preview today of a kit. I believe it is coming out tomorrow, and it's called the, I wrote it down, the Daisy Days memory kit or scrapbook kit. It is a 6x6 scrapbook junk journal. There's not like sleeves, and it is super cute. So if you are a memory keeper, or you're kind of more of a casual memory keeper like myself, and you like those smaller type albums, and you're looking to have something maybe for the summer, you might go and check out her video tonight when you're done watching me, and think about adding that to your cart if you're shopping tomorrow or here early in the month, so you can get that kit. I think there should be another kit coming out too, but I don't think I know what that one is. But what she showed today was really, I hadn't seen it yet. It was very cute. You notice how nice and clean it's looking over there on the bench? Did you see my picture? I'm very proud. I threw like a whole trash bag full away of trash. Full up of trash. I think that happened on Sunday, Saturday. I don't even remember. I posted a picture. I didn't do it before because I figure if you've been watching these videos, you know what a disaster that table has been, or if you've been over here. So now I have my mini stamp cut and emboss. I have my big stamp cut and emboss, because I have two, because I had the little blue one that came out, and this one had some moments. This was the one that Wiley had fixed like a year or two ago. So he had busted it open. He didn't know how to open it yet and repaired it. And so this last Christmas, I treated myself to a brand new one. And so I still have one down below here, so it's easy for videos. So I'm kind of excited about this setup, because I'll just get up and do the die cut and come back, or do the embossing folder. It's kind of working out nice for me. It's kind of what I always envisioned for that tall table, but it's just kind of collected the stuff. Let me know if you can relate. So let's talk about tonight's project. I'm really excited. And hello, Linda. I did see you come in. Let's see. My camera's not focused, so we'll get the camera focused before we do. Wow. Okay, that's good. It did its thing. And so we're going to make a little sour cream container tonight. It's so cute. And really the star of this is the DSP, and that's what I'm going to show you. And this DSP, I'm going to say it now, sell out risk. Okay? And that doesn't necessarily mean you got to go out and buy 20 packs of it. But this is a 6x6 pack of DSP. There's 48 sheets. There are 4 designs. So whatever that math is, 48. So you get 12. Does that sound right? There's 4 designs, and you get 12 of each design. Are we ready? We have cute little vampire. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. And you got like a cute little black and white stripe situation, but oh my gosh, isn't he adorable? This is the one we're going to use tonight for the project. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Okay. We have Mr. Skeleton. He's got like, I don't know how a skeleton has rosy cheeks, but somehow this guy is pulling it off. And we have kind of like the opposite stripe. We have like black with white stripe. I'd say this is white with black stripe. This is black with white stripe. We have Mr. Little Frankenstein. And oh, he's a happy Frankenstein. And he's got one little tooth. Oh, he's so cute. He's got little stitches. And we have like a orange with black stripe. And then we have Mr. Happy Pumpkin. Oh, he's so happy. We have our cute little leaf action there. And he does have like a little bit of a, see, like a texture to him. So it kind of makes it look, gives it kind of that ridged look, even though it's flat. And here we're going to have a black with an orange stripe. So this is kind of our comparisons on the stripe. Let me know who is your favorite in the comments, either live or below. Is it Mr. Pumpkin? Is it Mr. Frankenstein? Do you like the skeleton with the rosy cheeks? Or do you like the little vampire? Today, the vampire, I think, is my favorite. I've been favorited all of them at one point or another. So again, 48 sheets, 4 designs, which means 12 of each design. Correct me in the math if I'm not. I feel like 36, that feels right. 4 into 18. Yeah, 4 goes into 1 and twice, so 12. 12 of each. Is that what I said? Something like that. Again, I do feel like this is the sell out risk, and this is called the Spooktacular 6x6 DSP, and we have basic black, granny apple green, pumpkin pie, of course, very vanilla. So our skeleton and our little vampire, very vanilla. Just so cute. Did I tell you how cute it is? I think it's the cutest. Let's take a sip of water. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Okay, so to make this little sour cream container, we want our scoreboard. We're going to make some very teeny tiny scores. So the Stampin' trimmer, I don't think works very well. Okay. Now this is a directional situation. So if you have a directional piece of paper, now remember, 12 by 12 cuts down to 4 6x6s before we move on. Okay. Just reminder. So this is directional. If this was a non-directional piece of paper, wouldn't matter. Like here's one of my sample ones. Non-directional paper. I don't even know. This could be retired. This was my test. So it didn't matter. But with Mr. Vampire here, we should call him Angel. You can leave a comment in the comments if you know that reference. I'll know if we're the same age or not based off of that, if you know that reference. So we need to tilt him so he's this way on the scoring. Now, the score for this is at 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch. Now, I find it very difficult to score those little tiny scores over here. So I'm going to just do it here, which means we would be at 5 3/4 and 5 1/2. Make sure there's like a hair, of course. Imagine that. It's not a cat hair, it's mine. And then I'm going to rotate it and do the same. 5 3/4 and 5 1/2. Again, that gets you the 1 1/4 and the 1/2 inch on both ends. But again, I find it just a little difficult to work with this. It's a preference thing. If you can do it over there, then by all means. That's all we need the score for. But again, very difficult to do that 1/4 inch especially score on the trimmer. If it was just the 1/2 inch, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. So now what we're going to do is fold down this top so then we get to see this little top. And you have an option. You could choose to glue this down or you can leave it. I want to glue it down because that's just me. But it is not necessary. I think I watched a few different videos of people making, some people cut the 6x6 down. I'm like, no, we want to use the 6x6. So little Tombow, you could use tear and tape, but I kind of like the Tombow, and then I can just use my bone folder to smooth that out. We're not really worried about these bottom ones yet. Now we do want tear and tape or some kind of strong adhesive non-liquid tape. We don't want liquid for this next step because it can get messy. But before we move on, I want to take my bone folder and just do like a little bendy thing just to start to get this to bend a little bit. Okay. Then I'm going to come through with my tear and tape, and as close as I can to the edge, I'm going to lay this adhesive down all the way, top to tip, tip to top. And then I always like to use my bone folder to make sure that that adhesive is actually down on the paper well. Come and get, oh, that's the scoring one. Take my pick tool here, Death Poker, and does an amazing job. So your scissor tips do an alright job too. And we're going to curl this, think of a toilet paper tube. So we want to line this up. We're going to come down. Focus still looks okay. We want to line this up as best we can. Now this is sticky. And again, if you're not confident, use a piece of paper for your first one that you can play with, okay? So I lined that up as best I could. I kind of used the top. It's not perfect. That's okay. It's handmade. And then I like to stick the bone folder in there. So now he looks like this. We're going to just come up a little bit. And looking at his little face, we're going to come up and we're going to squeeze the top. And then where that other score is, I can kind of just bend that back and forth a little bit. But I don't know, to about and 1 inch, 1 1/4 is what we want folded down. And you can use your bone folder, and it's going to kind of close up a little bit. If it's not closed up all the way, then just maybe you need to come down a little further and then use that bone folder to get you a good crease. And see, once it's closed, you can kind of bend it back and it'll stay shut. You'll see as we move along. So now we did it this way. So now we want to hold it and we want to do the same, but we want to do the crease the opposite. So our little guy is going this way. So we want this crease to go the opposite. And we want the same, about the same like we did up top. And then we have this score here. And I've made this a few different ways. I made it to where I bent it down like this. So I did that on this skeleton one. It's not finished all of the way. But I didn't like that it was different. So you have options. So you could have bent down like we did up top. Up to you. I think the bottom, the bottom has options. But I kind of like this look, especially like on the vampire. This lines up nice. So we do have this opening here. And you could leave it. You know, you have some options. But the first thing I'm going to do is run a little bit of Tombow there, because we're going to fold that up to close it. I am going to open this up slightly and put a little there. So there's glue like on the inside and then some right on the fold. And we're going to fold that over and have some handy dandy clothespins. To hold it in place. And then just for a little bit, or if you have like the binder clips, whatever you have that can hold it shut while you go off and make the next one, or however you're doing it. I'm making one at a time tonight, so he's going to sit up to the side and we're going to make a little tag for him. So if you were around last week, I made a really cute fun fold card using the Oh My Fright bundle, which has got a whole suite with it. By the way, there's paper, there's black ribbon, there's bling, which we are going to take a look at. There's treat boxes that we're going to look at as well. But these dies have this really great tag. And that's how I made this little partial tag. So I ran it through the machine, kind of like on a scrap paper, and then I trimmed down to the size that I wanted using my trimmer. Now, for this particular one, I have it trimmed down to 1 1/4 inch, and this is very vanilla. And we're going to stamp the Trick or Treat on there with the pumpkin pie ink. We're going to get the cat hair off there first. Down she goes. So just a cute little tag. You could use any punch or tag. You know, you could have a punch and use your hole punch to punch a hole up top or whatnot. So whatever you like. And I have a piece of linen thread, and this is a rather long piece of linen thread. I can tell you this is 26 inches. If you're wondering, linen thread, the best. We can't craft without it. Every time they retire products, I hold my breath. Just go. Please no. Okay, so we're going to pull this guy back out. I bet he's holding just lovely now, and there he is. So he's kind of closed up, and now we have this little situation where he'll open and close. Now, if you wanted, you could do like a hole punch here and do like a little ribbon tie and it could hang, or maybe a double punch. You could do something like that. But I think part of the fun of this is that you can get it to where he'll open without a closure. So I'm going to take this linen thread. I'm going to throw her in half. You know, you could use ribbon. You could just put a tag on with a dimensional. Whatever you like. So I have it like this. And so there is a loop here. We're going to just do a little double knot. I'm not super worried about the tag because I'll be able to move it. You know, and if you struggle with this, again, you come up with what you need to do. A little dimensional on that tag. Maybe the ribbon's just on the back. I probably tied it on a little too well, maybe. We're going to get this. Come on, tag. I'm not worried about the tag. I'll be able to move it. Hold. Don't rip, don't rip, don't rip. There we go. Haha. Where there's a will, there is a way. And then all I'm going to do is, one, let you know that the detailed scissors, we do have scissors again. We used to have snips. The manufacturer stopped making them. Stampin' Up! Found a new manufacturer. They're almost identical to what we're selling before. They're only $10. They are great for fussy cutting. Great size. And you do get the little pointer protector if you don't lose it. And there's this thing. You know, whatever. And I'm just going to come through and just cut these to have them even. And then come through, I'm going to add a little bling. I colored these and didn't put them on the card. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I made a card. I colored some things. I didn't put them on there. So these are the blings that are in. These are the adhesive backed dots and bats, ghosts, and dots. Sell out risk. That is, look, they have little smiley faces. And then these are like really cool flat matte dots. So I am calling this this bling a sellout risk. Anytime we have like little characters or something that's like this, like we had those candy, like little peppermint candies, I don't know, last year, the year before, those like sold out 2 or 3 times. So I'm calling these a sellout risk along with this paper. So I'm just added the little bat on there, and that's gonna call it good. I could have done additional stamping or something, but I did not want to like detract away from how cute these are. So I have a little Frankenstein, and I have a little pumpkin. The little pumpkin has a surprise. So in mine I have 5 Reese's cups, just to give you an idea of the size. And then we can load those back in. It would be cuter if they were the Halloween ones, because they get cute wrapping on them during Halloween, but those are not quite out in the store yet. And again, I can just pinch and kind of fold it back a little bit, and that will help close that up. And I think if you put them like in a little shoebox or something to stack up, you're gonna be good. I don't even know, even upside down, they're not, like a gentle upside down, they're not falling out. So I did promise something else to show you. So we like these, I hope. You can use any paper. And again, I do think they would be a cute, quick 4th of July favor. Of course, if you put chocolate in them, don't let them sit outside. Not in this weather. So the suite, if you purchase the whole suite, it does come with the white gable boxes. And you get 10. And I believe they're $10. So it's $1 a box. And I do think it's a food safe coating. So you could put like a cookie in there without having it wrapped. And I use the Mr. Frankenstein twice to cover one of these. And I'm going to give you the measurements that I did. So if you think you're going to order these, you can always come back and write these down. And look, I made a little tag with the little die cut ghost. We were talking about him last week. He's right here. And I used the party banner dies. So the 2 smallest party banner dies. And I stamped the little spider web stamp up in the corner. So that's this stamp here. I did the trick or treat. And I just you know, cut that out with the trimmer, that little strip. And he's up on a little dimensional. And this is the ribbon in the suite. The black kind of got a shimmer to it. So for the box, you need to cut your 6x6 or your any paper, the width. I cut down to 3 3/8. So my advice for that, I will show you, and you need 2. And then what I did is I used, and it wraps around, you can maybe see some of the overlap. It's probably about this much. So there was a gap here. So what I did is I took the two-tone Granny Apple Green because it matched just a little bit better to this. And I cut these pieces at 3 3/8. So it's the same this way by 2 3/8. So it gets this nice, so it overlaps those little flaps because otherwise it would be like this much white. Okay. And let me show you my cut down process. The first time I did it, I did small cuts. I have pieces over here to prove that. Because I wanted to make sure I had his face, right? So once I did that, I added them together. And I'll give you for this, and we can check the other pictures, just the other pieces, to see if this would work for all of them. So from up here, I cut off 1 1/4 inches. No, 1 3/4. Sorry, this is 1 3/4. Let me triple check. Yep. So this is 1 3/4. And down at the bottom is, let me make sure, 7/8. So that gets us 3 3/8. 6x6. I don't know if that quite adds up. Let's see. Hold, please. Yeah, it's still... Is that really what this measurement is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7/8. Yep, okay. That's what it is. So this is 7/8 at the bottom. Oh, it probably is because this is 1 3/4. So let's just take a peek at the skeleton. So see, with the skeleton, you would probably need to adjust your cutting down. Because if you cut that much off the top, you're going to miss them. So you would want maybe the opposite would work. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Or you could do a little bit more. Maybe you're... So that's part of the figuring with this, is how to get a good leaf, a good face on there. So here you end up with a little bit of the leaf. I was disappointed I lost 1 stitch on the Frankenstein, but I did get to keep the one up by his brow, so I was okay with that. And let's look at the vampire. I don't have him pulled out. The vampire is probably a much different cut because we want that widow's peak, so it might be the opposite also. You know, I would probably cut to keep that widow's peak, because if you cut that widow's peak, I mean, I don't know, maybe you can kind of tell still. So you have to play with them. But once you have one, you have it figured out. I got this one figured out for you. So once again, we have 7/8 I cut from the bottom and 1 3/4 from the top. I had to do that twice. And our end piece, again, is 2 3/8 by 3 3/8. And then it's just glued on. Super cute little treat box. So there's other Halloween paper, and the Halloween paper in the Oh My Fright suite. Is that what the paper is called too? Frightfully Fun is this DSP, and we looked at some of this last week, so go and see. Look at kitties. Go look at my video last week. So this is a 12 by 12 paper, and I don't have a tag on this one yet, But I want to show you how I wrapped this one. I did stamp the little bat and have him die cut out. He needed to go on the moon there. And I was playing around with some of the other little animals. Like, here's another bat. I have, like, the, you know, I thought, oh, would the cat look okay in the tree with the hat? I don't know. I have two of the cats colored. And here's that, another ghost that I had. This would look cute on here, actually, but I had used him on this tag. But some of these ghosts would be cute on this one. And then this also has an orange background with black trees. So let me tell you my score. Oh, did I tell you the scoring? I didn't tell you the scoring. What I ended up doing with this is I placed it on and I bent it down. I think it was probably, I don't know if it was 1 inch on each side. I didn't write the score down. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's 4 inches. So it's 1 inch, and then it would be 5 inch, and then you can fold it down. But the scoring on this, so I'm just showing you, there is this gap, and we'll talk about that. So the scoring on here, so this is a 12 by 12, or it's a 12 by 3 3/8, which is this. Make sure you cut it the right direction. 1 1/2, 5 1/2, and 8. And that lines this paper, has this overlap, and it starts pretty much perfectly on this end. And what I did here is I have the 3 3/8 by 2 3/8, just like on the Frankenstein one. And then I think I scored this at 1/2 inch. And so there's an overlap here because I didn't want the corner. So you can see, I didn't want the corner to be white. So it overlaps. So this probably goes to about here. So I glued this piece down first and then wrapped my pattern around. You could probably do something to where it ends up being like 2 pieces meeting in the middle if you wanted, but I don't think for this paper, the gap looks too bad. And you get the, because you could always fold it a little differently if you wanted the moon to be front and center here. You could just kind of lay it and kind of softly do a fold. But I kind of like the moon on the side, I thought, because then if it sat on your table or something, it would sat this way versus this way. So in some ways it might be better at a place setting to have them set up at the end. And I think I just need to make a cute little tag. You can color these boxes. I don't have any of that sampled for you. But these are going to be great little boxes for not just Halloween, but think Thanksgiving settings, think little Christmas gifts, because they are pretty big. It is 4 by 2 1/2, and our deepness is the 3 3/8. That's what I've been cutting the paper to. And they're pretty easy to assemble. Oop! And they're very sturdy. Like, I'm a little scared to open them. But I just have to be brave. Like, if I push this down, you push this down, then that helps. So then you can see inside. So they come flat, and you just have to fold them, and you put this little flap down in there. So some options with the little treat boxes. So if you don't end up getting this cute paper, not sure why you wouldn't, you can use that 12 by 12 too, especially with this. I wanted to use the trees because it's a cool scene. But you could wrap it in, the little ghosts would be cute. Any of the little patterns, or just do the stripes wrapped around either direction would be excellent. You could put the cute kitties on. I'm saving the 2 kitty sheets. They're mine. I don't know what I'm doing with them yet, but I'm going to come up with something. And then the last thing I wanted to show was just an alternative card, because I hadn't done any of the stamps and coloring. I did color these with Stampin' Blends. And we'll add the bling to it since I colored the bling and didn't do it. So I just made a quick little card with the kitty under the little witch's hat. And I used the stars, the embossing folder, which, come on, light, let's see. There we go. turn on the camera light, that helps. I used Blackberry Bliss, and I used this little deal here, and this is the Arches die, and I did the Trick or Treat, and I just trimmed that down with the trimmer. And inside I have this little strip. I cut this down like as a large, and I kept wanting it to be, I was like, oh, I want to use the embossing folder, so I kept cutting it smaller and smaller, so that's why I have this little strip inside. And I took the white dots, and I used my Stampin' Blend in the Blackberry Bliss to color those. So I guess we'll just add those onto the card now. Could have used the black ones, but I thought, well, and I tried to do ribbon, so we'll just add the little Blackberry Bliss dots on there. So very simple images to color. There's a ghost too. I didn't color the ghost in. What am I supposed to color him in with? I mean, maybe like a white emboss, or wait, black emboss on a white piece. I was going to say a white emboss on a black piece. That would be opposite land a little bit. I don't know. How would you color the ghost in? I think he would just be cute, like stamped on the, like, instead of the embossing folder, like on a wider card base, it could be a little smiley ghost background. Are they available now? Oh, these products will be available tomorrow. I'm seeing the comments. I'm sorry. I was very focused about what I was doing. I'm thinking you're asking, there's 10 of these in a package. I think you're asking about the boxes. They're available tomorrow. They are part of the Oh My Fright suite, but you can order them on their own. Available tomorrow. You get 10, and I do believe they're $10. So $1 a piece for a nice, sturdy box, I think is quite lovely and very easy to decorate. Again, it's not going to wrap all the way around, but I think if you just, find a panel, this is the two-tone black, and I actually, the lighter side, because it's dark on one side and lighter on the other, worked really well to blend in with this background. So I do think the two-tone is really great with blending with the DSP, because two-tone is like photocopied onto the paper, and that's how the DSP is. It's, like laser printed on, where our regular cardstock, like this card base, is a dyed milled paper. So all the paper fibers are all wet and stuff together, and they put the color dye in, and then it presses out into rolls. So that's also why you get some variation of colors pack to pack of colored cardstock. You're like, oh, this one looks slightly lighter or slightly darker than last one. Sometimes they're like spot on. But sometimes there is a visual threshold that Stampin' Up! Allows for with the milled cardstock, which is our traditional 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So just a cute little simple card. Like I said, I just wanted to show off the coloring of the images, and I used the dies to die cut the little kitty out. And I really wanted to color them black because, I have black cats, but you use like a black blend and the whole image disappears, and I wanted to use the blends. Maybe the black pencil I should have tried, but I figured it was a simple enough image that the blends were going to be just fine. And then I do have, that's why I did like the little gray kitty, and then I have this little, I used crumb cake on this kitty. So this is this kitty's kind of twin, and these two are kind of the twins, and then the little bat. Now, I did use our new hybrid ink, and I use the Stampin' Positioner. So, use your positioning tool. If you do not have a Stampin' Positioner, maybe this is something you put on your wish list. It's got this cool springy thing. But I set up my dies, and I used the black ink. I did three goes. So I had them on, I inked, and I stamped, I inked, stamped, inked, stamped to get 3, because I wanted to make sure that my bat was actually black and not partially black or gray or something. So that's where a Stampin' Positioner is really great, especially for when you have these little solid stamps like that. And then here's, I think I had him out, the random little ghost. He kind of matches that one. Yep, there we go. He's so cute too. Having like die cut a bunch of these and like put them in like the card for confetti would be really cute. Like in different colors, maybe like silver, or if you have any shiny black, or I don't know. I don't think Stampin' Up! Has any right now, but something sparkly would be kind of fun as like little confetti inside. And you could do the bats too. You could do ghosts and bats as confetti in your Halloween card. I feel like Halloween is a okay time to put the confetti. Don't do glitter. Save everybody. But I think that's a fun time maybe to do a confetti in the card because, you know, trick or treat. You know, when you put the card in the envelope, you'd want to make sure that you put it spine down. Put this where the address is going to be for your postage machine. But make sure you put it in the envelope this way, not this way, because then all the stuff's going to fall out. So let me know if you think a Halloween card's an appropriate time to put confetti in the card, not glitter. You know, we're not trying to make enemies around here. Oh, Mom wants to see the nails. I have 4th of July nails, little fireworks. My big toe has a flag. I'll spare you from looking at my feet. Mom can vouch. She brought me lunch today, which was amazing because I did not know what I was going to eat for lunch. She brought me Chick-fil-A. So Mom can vouch for my toes. So I'm really happy that you joined me tonight. And look, here's our matching Frankenstein. Like we have the little matching. So this is like very kind of affordable. You know, you're spending a little bit more in time with this one, but this also kind of turns into a great little desk decoration if you were giving these at the office or to a girlfriend or something. Like it'd be like a cute little easy Halloween decoration that they, give it to them a little early and they can have it by maybe by the door where you put your purse and your keys or something. And very appropriate for a guy too, I think. The Halloween. I think Halloween is an easy little treat gift giving situation for everyone. Oh, here, I guess I should show all of the, and we made the vampire one tonight, so we should show that. So again, these are little sour cream containers. I hope that you give it a shot. I always say, if you're a crafter, if you've got tons of paper at home, don't be giving people stuff that doesn't have paper on it. Don't give out a candy bar. Don't give me, if anything, just wrap some paper around the candy bar. Throw, something like this. Make this real quick and throw them in there. Make little bags or boxes. And if you want to see more 3D projects, let me know. When I was still doing videos on Facebook, I don't know, maybe every other month I was doing a 3D project. But let me know if you want to see 3D projects. I can go back into my old archive and pull stuff that I haven't done for a while too, that I think are easy. This is the first time I'd done the sour cream, and I really like it. It's really easy, and this paper makes it the best. It'd be amazing if we get Christmas paper like this. It's like a Santa Claus and an elf and a reindeer and a snowman. Do you think I just predicted the future? I really honestly do not know. I'm not even kidding. I just came up with that in my mind right now, that they should be giving us this in Christmas form. It's not in the online release tomorrow, but a Santa Claus, a little elf, and a snowman and gingerbread, or a did I say reindeer? Reindeer would be an option. Gingerbread. There's options for Christmas with this too. Think of him, but an elf. Think of him, but Santa. Think of him, but a reindeer or a snowman. We'll see. We'll see. All right. I just want to thank you all for watching tonight. Thank you for those who were here live. I appreciate. I like to see the chit chat in there. Again, feel free to make sure to like this video if you have not already. Subscribe. Leave a comment down below. last day to order and enter into the Stampin Rewards giveaway. So get on. There are still there's some great products because there's Last Chance. You can shop Last Chance, shop the kits. Great summer activities, especially when it's, what did some say, like a bajillion degrees outside. You know, we're like, summer, go outside, until it feels like it does now, like 100% humidity and 93 degrees, and it feels like it's 120. You want to have that nice activity inside. So get you a new kit or something and get entered into the giveaway. If not, tomorrow is an exciting day. New product of the month, new product launches, including the Halloween stuff that I've showed you today, and much, much, much more. So make sure to follow me over on Facebook or Instagram. Both would be great. Those links of my socials are down below. I do plan to be here next Tuesday. I am going up to my dad's for the holiday, so I probably need to think about what we're going to do for a video next week. I'm going to dig around. We'll see. And so I do plan to do a video next Tuesday. You know, maybe it'll just be a simple sketch. Maybe it'll be pre-recorded. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to have something Tuesday, live or pre-recorded. And as I say, for less than $1, I know postage is going up again or whatever. I saw some post or something. Less than $1, you can send a smile. Send a card send it to your neighbor, send it to your friend, send it to somebody you haven't talked to in a while. Just send it to somebody you see all the time. Just be like, hey, here's a card. Because we all like getting mail. That's not a bill. Okay, so we will see you next week. We'll see you around on Facebook as well. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm here to help. All right, we will see you later. Bye, everybody.